Hello, bears, and welcome to the Sleuth.
You gotta say welcome to the Second Kings podcast.
Welcome to the Second Kings
No one knows
podcast.
what the Sleuth means.
I say, hey, Sleuth, welcome back to the pod.
People click off.
We say it in every single episode.
I don't know what the Sleuth means.
A sleuth is
I don't really
a
know
group
why
of
our name
bears.
is Second Kings. Wyatt doesn't know why we put from a Christian POV in the title.
Well, there won't be on this.
He doesn't know
one,
we're Christians. That's just all the answers.
Four guys living
Lane is
alive.
going to be hitting us with the Bible trivia.
Who was the man after God's own heart?
I know it.
Sam.
Me?
Who else?
David.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's right.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Clutching up.
Which one of the disciples stood at the foot of the cross?
Ooh.
Peter?
That's what I was thinking.
I don't.
Peter was there.
Yeah,
at
maybe
least.
Peter.
What if? I think it's John.
John Paris?
Phillips guess.
Peter.
It is John.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
What was the final deed that the
I'm not there
Lord
yet.
did that made Pharaoh let the Israelites go?
The
Harden
death.
his
The
heart?
Passover.
The death of the firstborn.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Passover.
yeah. I mean that one's obvious.
Not to non-Christians.
What was the place that was built for God in the wilderness?
Jesus' tomb.
Tabernacle is my guess.
In the wilderness?
Yeah.
A temple?
I mean, like an altar or something. There's a couple
Maybe
of
a
those.
small structure of some sort.
Some stacking of rocks.
It says the sanctuary in parentheses tabernacle.
What is the
No.
tabernacle? Is that a temple?
So
Talks about it.
tabernacle
Is that
is.
what holds
do you
the-
remember? No, that's the Ark of the Covenant.
Okay.
Do you remember when it talks about like by day it's smoke, by night it's fire?
Yeah, it's like in Exodus, like the late part.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you read fast, in my experience.
Well, no, it's like it was like a traveling temple, and that's like where God's spirit kind of
Okay.
traveled
Resided.
with the Israelites.
said
And
temple.
above it during the day there was smoke, and at night there was fire constantly above it.
Oh.
That's why I'm in the wilderness.
And they read fast. It like talks about like building it a lot.
Oh yeah, it gives all the precise measurements.
And then it like says it again.
The
like,
shortest
they
verse in
actually
the Bible consists of how many words?
2.
We've done this before.
Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's in John.
The gospel.
When Jesus weeps.
John 11:35. I'm pretty sure. What happened to the sea when Jonah was thrown overboard?
Did it get calm?
Yeah, that would be my guess. I know that's the answer.
Would it be just a whale ate him or fish?
No, what happened to the water?
What happened to the sea?
Out of
Ross
the
like,
sea,
what happened to the whale? That's what it asked.
Well, I guess yeah, it got calm because he tried to kill himself, right?
Well,
No.
he was no. I mean, I don't know. He was telling the people to throw him off the ship.
Well, because he didn't want. I think like the whole
I don't think
thing
he
was
wanted to
like
die,
he didn't
though.
want to do what God was wanting him to do, right?
He never
kept
tries
him,
to
like,
kill himself. That's what I can tell you.
I do what I do not want
maybe
to
from
do.
your interpretation.
I mean, if you
I haven't read the book yet.
if you can
I just
show
know.
me any verse that says Jonah tried to kill himself,
Well, why else would he jump in like the
I
water?
won't spoil it. But maybe go to Sunday school more.
Maybe I guess.
All right. Well, today we are going to be talking about if
Demons from a Christian POV.
no, more specifically, if demons can attack you if you have faith in Jesus Christ.
Plus works.
Ross will kick us off
This is
with
Philip's
the early
topic.
childhood.
I mean,
That was the
thought
Epstein podcast.
I thought it would be an interesting thing to go over. We talked a little bit beforehand about like what we think and what the Bible says in Scripture in some parts. And I think the overall conclusion that we came to was that the Bible talks about possession and things like that, but I didn't fact check it, but Lane said that it was all non-believers who were possessed.
That's what I
And-
thought
I mean, I can't think of.
Mary Magdalene was, I think, like before she got picked up to join the crew.
Well, yeah, she meets Jesus.
Yeah.
Like,
Legion.
yeah,
Yeah.
that whole thing.
But another interesting topic is that a lot of Christians don't seem to believe or put emphasis on supernatural things that are very clearly stated
Philip
in the
is
Bible.
Skipping past the demon discussion.
Well, yeah, but I'm getting
Demons are
background.
going to
It's all
ghosts.
part of an overall.
No, I mean I'm
Well,
with you. I'm
there's,
with you. I'm with you.
There's
I think we need to start with that.
There's like a denomination, or there's a type of thinking, like a Calvinist belief, which is not a religion or a denomination.
Calvinism is a denomination.
Is it?
Calvinist.
I think it's a way of thinking, like Arminian.
Maybe. I feel like there are like Calvinist churches though.
Like Church of Calvin.
No, like Calvinist church.
Calvin
What does
Klein.
it say on like the?
Like Calvinist church.
It says a Calvinist church.
Can you
Interesting.
name one?
First Calvinist church of Kansas City.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong there.
I don't know.
But there are certain
There's
Christians
Lutheran.
that believe there's no miracles that happen anymore. Don't quote me on who they are, but they do
No,
believe.
there.
There are people, and that would include like demons and possession. And
Nothing
stuff like that.
supernatural.
Yeah, nothing supernatural happens anymore.
Which I mean, it
It's
is
called-
easy to write things off. Like, it was just like,
The wind.
yeah, it was the wind, gravity. Decided to work.
No, it is. It's like science says
Yeah.
there's no demons. So
Yeah.
that church is called the church we grew up going to. By the way, that is the one that does not believe in miracles anymore.
I don't think. I think you're wrong there.
I mean, the pastor probably does, but like the congregation, like if you go ask people like, are fortune tellers real? 90% of people will say no.
Are they?
But they're in the Bible.
Oh.
Right, no.
But,
you-
like, I
you
mean,
are one of them.
Like in Exodus, like the people,
Magician.
the magician. Like I don't think people can perform witchcraft in the same way.
Magic is less potent,
Yeah.
but it still
Why?
exists.
Huh?
Why do you say it's less potent?
I've never seen it.
Well, but
Maybe
what
you
kind
have.
of
You just
evidence is
wrote it
that?
off.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like because like science.
I mean, do you have a example that you're thinking of?
No, I don't think like
Who has
I
turned
also
a
have never seen God.
Staff into a snake.
Right. I'm saying
I
like
also have never seen a miracle.
yeah. So I mean, yeah. I mean, you've seen cool things like I almost got hit by that car. It's a miracle I didn't.
One time we were on a car together, and
I don't know.
we almost got in a car wreck whenever I was driving that one time. We were going like 70, and I had like the death wobble. Maybe God
The
saved
death
us there. Yeah.
Like I don't know, like the reason I said that is because Lane and I have talked about. I don't know if you remember this conversation, but you're like people can't perform witchcraft in the same way that they could.
That is
back
why I
in the
said,
day.
like, I'm pretty sure Lane.
Sounds like
a-
something
a
I would
quote-
have said.
a
So
quote
I'm
from
like, I don't
Lane
know if
was,
there's real
yeah.
fortune tellers anymore. There might have been back then, but I don't know if like
I think I don't know what I believe. I believe witchcraft is real because it's in the Bible.
right.
I believe
Well
miracles
said.
are real because in the Bible. I think what I believed in the past, maybe I still believe, is if it's possible it's less potent, and that's because it's like society, like because of like videos and everything, like it's too. What am I trying to? It's like it'd be like if God made a billboard and said like I am God, like it's too obvious.
But what if it's the
Like that-
because these
That's why that's why there's
magicians-
less miracles now because it would be we can recording history so much easier than it was, and so it would be like too easy to be a Christian if you saw that guy just was raised from the dead on video. Like, oh, it must be Jesus, you know.
So whenever the camera was made, that's when you're like, oh, no more miracles.
Well, I mean, like it seems to be the case.
Unless,
Can you point to any
oh,
miracles?
but you can't either.
Right, because there's cameras.
But I mean, point to a miracle before the camera that was
Jesus raising from the dead?
Post Jesus.
I mean, Ross has got some church history stuff. I know he's cooking with some
Post Jesus miracle.
But no, I'm saying like a miracle. It like, I don't know what you mean by like, is a miracle? Oh, I was gonna die from cancer, and they were giving me a 1% chance, and I lived.
Well, it's hard.
Full
it's hard
recovery.
To know. It's hard.
Is that a miracle, or is a
hard to
miracle like
identify.
so supernatural that it's obvious it's God? Whereas
Yeah,
that's
I
like,
don't know.
I guess that could have just been like your body doing
maybe.
whatever.
I don't know. It's
I
hard
don't
to. It's hard to know.
Yeah.
Something interesting is like whenever like the apostles like had like the Holy Spirit, like Peter was like healing people in the name of Jesus after Jesus like ascended back, and it like talks about like all the things that we could do if we have like good faith. Like, do we all suck? I think about that sometimes, where it's like they like, how are they able to do all this?
This is
It's
the
like-
demon podcast.
It is, but yeah. But okay, this is also what I was gonna say earlier. Is it maybe that's like maybe a different game that like the devil was, because like I think the
Super
magicians
soldiers?
and stuff, they would be getting their power from like demons or like the devil. And I think that like in Exodus, like whenever like they're kind of competing with Moses, like Moses wins because God's power was like stronger. And obviously like the magicians weren't like, I don't think that they were in favor with God or anything.
Houdini.
But anyway, it's like as like society goes like less and less towards the belief of God, like I don't think the devil would have any reasons to like make like witchcraft like super strong and like all this stuff, because then it was like, because it seems like the game the devil is playing right now is to like, he doesn't exist and God doesn't exist, and that is like
No, that's
The
a really
greatest
good
trick
point.
the devil ever played was convincing the world he didn't exist. Don't know where that's from, but it's a
Yeah.
quote from something.
It is from something. What is that from? It's from a movie.
What about
Unusual
a Ouija? What about a?
Suspects.
What
It
about
might
a,
be,
It's not
it might
dead?
be it's usual suspects, I think.
is it
actually.
usual or unusual?
It's usual.
Oh, the usual
Mandela
suspects.
It's not.
What are we thinking about
Everyone
the?
thinks it's usual suspect.
No,
I was joking.
No, I agree with you. I thought it was on. There is an un. There's a unusual.
No one has ever said that.
What do we think about the Ouija board?
I think it's
Evil.
probably real. I think
It
you
is
could
evil.
communicate with demons. I think that drugs might be a gateway to do that, but maybe next episode.
What about what you guys said? Like, convince people that the devil isn't real, but Ouija board works
Yeah, so
It's
well,
just
I mean,
so light though, to where it's like it's not like
in
there's
weight.
wizards.
I mean, like, I think this is similar to, like, fortune tellers and, like, astrology. Like, people pretend like it's fun, but, like, I think there actually possibly are, like, demonic forces at play in, like, astrology and oracles.
Astrology?
And
What
fortune
do you
tellers.
mean there?
Like, zodiac
Stars.
signs.
Oh,
Like, people, like,
people fortune tell
I'm
with it
a-
too. They have the
Scorpio or whatever.
the cards, the
Yeah, and the
tarot,
cards. is
tarot
another-
cards, tarot
cards.
But you think that's like demonic or something?
Oh,
I think it's kind of like
it's
a
fortune telling.
joke. Like, does it matter? Like, I've never read like one of those things where it's like this person's supposed to be that and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Ask Nani,
Is she
Which one?
bullish on them?
Rita. No, she's
Don't say her name.
Say the names.
What I
It's
will
not her
say-
name, though, so it's okay.
liking the name Nani. I think I'll have my kids call.
It's an Italian
my
thing.
mom
Not
that.
trying to
What?
gatekeep.
It's really?
yeah.
You can.
Can I use it or
It's
no?
It's
Nani and
not.
Papa are the Italian.
I feel like Papa is 100%. You can use.
Papa's
Papa.
definitely more everybody
Papa's
because
a
it's just
Stranger
like
Things.
grandpa.
If Papa's for everyone, Nani's for
I
everyone.
mean, Papa John's.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's pizza's Italian.
But is that Papa as
Mama
in
mia.
grandpa or Papa as, I feel like that's Papa as in dad though, not grandpa.
No.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway,
continue.
demon podcast. Okay, Ouija board. I guess real. Don't do it. What do we think about? I guess moving away from. Well, let's answer the questions. Can demons attack you if you have faith? Did we answer that?
Well, if we think
Do we
that,
think the answer's no?
if we
I
think
think
that,
it's no.
I mean,
I don't really
I think it's
know.
yes. Like I think especially if you believe in
I think
if you believe in the Ouija
You're
board,
more likely to get attacked.
Yeah, like
They hate you.
Yeah, like if
Well, what about like can you
if
get
you
possessed?
believe in a Ouija board
I don't know.
to where you can communicate with demons, then what is the line to where, like, you could just say they can communicate with you and you can communicate back, but they can't like harm you?
Somebody want to find some verses, maybe?
There's none.
Type in Bible verses about
Dark
demons.
cannot inhabit the light.
Type Bible
That is a
verses
good
about
one for
demons.
possession if you want to talk about that.
So I think I'm under the impression that possession no, but attack I guess yes, because
I
I
think
guess it would
it also
depend on your
define-
definition
it
of
de-
attack.
Exactly. That's
However-
what I was gonna say.
I see videos sometimes on YouTube where it's like going through a haunted asylum and someone gets scratched. Not saying they're a believer, but I feel like maybe if I went to like a haunted asylum, now we're moving away from demons and more, what do we think about
Yeah.
ghosts? Is it the same? Is it different? What are we thinking about haunted? Stuff like that. Which I think that there are some haunted asylums or haunted hotels. I feel like, I don't know. I've never experienced anything supernatural, anything like that, of like a ghost or a demon or anything like that. But I mean, I feel like I could get a scratch at a haunted
Yeah.
asylum. I feel like there's
It's tricky with YouTube because, like, obviously they
yeah, there's a lot of
use
fake
and
stuff out there.
and it could be fake. But like, I mean, I don't think it's absurd to believe that something like that would happen.
Yeah, I feel like there's just a little too much for it to be fake, maybe. But at the same time, there's other things
I
that
don't
they've
remember who said this,
been
but
faked.
I think it's possible that like demons, and like I mean, whatever, like because the camera exists now or whatever. But I think like Satan's methods just evolve over time in how he attacks us. And Screw Tape Letters talks about this, by the way, Ross.
Really?
But like how and like you know, tricking people into disbelief in him and Satan or God is popular now, more popular now than it may have been back, 1,000 years ago. But also, I mean, I think demons like could a demon attack be like a just like transgender talking to a kid? Like, or maybe that's not worded in the best way, but like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think any of us disagree that spiritually and mentally, I feel like a demon could definitely like infiltrate.
But I don't
your
think like a
thoughts and
transgender
influence you,
person
but-
is a demon.
Yeah.
I think they
I
have
don't
a
wanna
demon
say-
inside them.
I don't want
yeah,
to say
no, like the
What do you mean?
influence.
that,
It's
but there
the-
are definitely
like,
people that
Like I think
Not
they're
possessed.
influenced by the devil,
demons definitely.
but I don't think they're like
tempt
I don't think
us.
it's a legit like I don't think it's like
I do.
oh this transgender
They look
person
like one.
is
Like, it looks like a demon.
okay, but I don't think it's an
Like,
actual
have
demon.
you seen them?
I have.
You
I
know what I'm
have.
talking, like, it looks like a demon.
No, I know, but I don't think they're actually possessed by a demon.
Why not?
Do you have anything that says they are?
They look like it.
That's it?
And they're acting demonic.
I mean, I don't. I still fail to see where the possession.
I
part
think
is.
it's because of the church we went to.
I mean, I don't think they're possessed. I don't think like in their solitary quarters they're like, I'm a demon or something like that. You know?
But again, because
Do
I
they
think,
know?
I think it's, I think they change their methods over time, and like at one point it may have been effective to make them act like how they do in the Bible, and now it's effective for them to be so confused that they, destroy their bodies and mutilate themselves, and try to get others to do the same.
So I mean, like, is someone like, let's say, someone's going to church and asking some wacky questions to some believers in the church.
Mhm.
Could they be a demon? Is that what you're saying?
I think there could be demonic influence. I mean, like, what is a wacky question?
like thought provoking. Like, oh, what do you think about like?
I mean, if
like
they're
trying
doing-
to get them to
I mean,
not go to church. Can anyone be? Is that what you're saying? Like,
I mean,
oh,
I
this
think
person
that's
could
how
be a
Satan
demon.
works.
I don't know,
I think that's how Satan and demons operate.
It's like, oh, any of the government could be a reptilian. Is it like that?
I don't know.
It's all the same.
I don't
It's
even
in
know.
the same ballpark.
What I'm saying is, I think the goal of Satan and demons is to destroy humanity and lead people away from Christ.
Yeah,
And so
spiritual
anytime that's
attacks.
happening, Satan and demons are involved. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Kind of like an opinion that I've been like quoting recently. I don't really like. I'm not too strong in this opinion, but it's like if like our bodies are like kind of like temples or like vessels for like the Holy Spirit and stuff, it would make sense that like spirits are just always a part like of humans. So if it's not like
what if the Holy
God,
Spirit leaves?
If it's not like God, then it's probably
Then it's
a
not
demon.
always a part of me, right?
There's at least a gap there, I think it's a iffy subject.
Is it fair for, like, if you're a non-believer, so I guess you can be possessed by a demon, what is the course of action for your soul after you're possessed?
You still have
Exorcism?
Like, what if you never get exorcised?
I mean, then you probably don't go to heaven.
That's not fair.
Does every demonic possession need an exorcism?
I think that's
though? 'Cause
I think
like
that's another argument for believers
Disciples
not being able to be
exorcised demons
possessed.
after
Though.
Jesus left.
Yeah.
Like if you're a believer, I don't think that you like. I feel like you're protected, especially because like guardian angels exist on the same plane
Guardian
as
of the Galaxy?
demons. So like,
Is there going to be a demon tonight?
I hope
Yeah.
not.
They are fuming that we're talking about
The
this.
more
I
you
can
think
tell
about
that.
sleep paralysis, the more it will happen. Likely it is to happen to you. Philip, go ahead and take it away with your sleep paralysis story.
Yeah.
Since they all want me to tell it, so I did have it one time. It was it was my freshman year at college.
That was after smoking some doobies.
No.
After smoking.
DMT.
It was actually, I think, before the first time I ever drank. So no outside influence involved. But
Only caffeine.
not caffeine. I was asleep, and I like woke up and like I was literally paralyzed. It was like my eyes were open, but that is it. Like I couldn't move. I could not yell or speak because I definitely tried to do both. And I saw, at least in my half asleep state, what I thought seemed to look like a demon. It was just like the only thing I don't remember like detail. It was just like a shadowy figure.
The shadow man, they call
Yeah,
him.
in the corner of my room.
It was the Grim Reaper.
It may have been. But, like, there were no defined details. I could distinguish the eyes somehow.
The boogeyman.
I don't know how. But, because it was all black.
Shadow Man with the eyes. That sounds scary.
It was.
Not what that
It
my
was.
dreams.
But, like, he didn't do anything. He just kind of stood there and, like, watched me. But I remember the entire time I was, like, trying to, like, clench my fist to, like, regain my consciousness and also yell. And I could not do either of them. And whenever I finally did, like, whenever I was finally able to move,
It was gone, or
yes, it was gone whenever I was finally able
Like
to
a
move.
thief in the
but
night.
also,
Maybe it was
I looked at my phone and it was literally, like, on the dot, exactly 3 a.m. So I don't know if you guys believe in, like, the witching hour or know what that is, but that was an interesting take, too. I immediately got up as soon as I could. I was sweating profusely. I was shaking. I went to the bathroom and I called my mom at exactly 3 o'clock in the morning.
Did she answer?
Yeah.
That's bad.
what'd you
And
tell her?
I was just like, I do not want to go back into my room. I saw a demon.
See, that's
So-
an interesting. I don't know, because you
So-
said that you're like paralyzed. Interesting strat though, because like, I feel like if I wake up and I can't move, and I see that thing, I'm just gonna close my eyes and like,
Like
just-
you can't. Like you are. Like you
you
can't.
can't.
move.
You couldn't close your eyes.
Like I don't know. I really don't. I didn't try because I was like,
fight or
like,
flight.
what if I close my eyes and it kills me?
Oh no! I'd
Like,
close my eyes and I'd be like, I'm
like-
dead. It's over.
No, but it was.
Yeah, I feel like if you close your eyes, you'd be like it could be more of a jump scare. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I would want to
like Five
see
Nights
it.
at Freddy's.
Once the camera leaves,
No,
he's coming around the corner.
It was probably the most horrifying experience of my entire life, to be honest. But
So, do we
I
think
cannot-
that was a
cannot
demon? Do we think that was a demon or no?
I know it could have like
Possible.
Or is that just like
The-
some kind of
the like
psychological,
But see, that's what I-
mental,
like the scientific reason for like sleep paralysis is that like your brain basically wakes up, but the chemicals that like make it so you don't move in your sleep don't completely like wear off, I guess.
So they make the Shadow Man?
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's like
No,
what?
see, like I think like possibly I was just like having a nightmare, and like then like my brain woke itself up, but like my body wasn't ready to wake up. So like it just kind of like projected like a hallucination.
But like,
basically.
were you having a nightmare about the Shadow Man?
I don't
and then
know.
woke
I don't
up?
know what my dream was
I
at
guess
that point.
maybe you don't.
I don't like
No.
the Shadow Man.
No, it was horrifying.
Dude, I would be upset if the
I
Shadow Man
hope that never happened
came
to
to me
again
in the night.
my life.
Dr.
Yeah,
Wanted?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it probably like.
How is it not a demon?
I feel like this is something
Well, no.
that you write off to not science, but
I
it's
am,
like a
I
spiritual
am writing
thing
it off
for
as
sure.
not a demon because I am horrified at the fact that it was
Well,
probably
no,
a demon.
Philip, he was trying to possess you, but you were protected.
It's
Maybe.
possible.
You
It's
had the
possible.
seal of the Holy
he's
Spirit.
mad. You beat him.
It is possible.
He couldn't move.
Yeah, he was the paralyzed one.
Yeah.
Well, no, but
It
like
was a
I
standoff.
think, and
My
I haven't-
guardian angels definitely protected me that night. So
I haven't
Fun
thought this forever, but it's like kind of a recent thing. But like I have started to believe. I mean, like I kind of said this a minute ago, but like just like I don't really like believe in psychology, and it's just like, I mean that's like a pretty broad statement, I guess. But like mental illness and things like that, like I think is very possibly just like demons.
You're quoting that Twitter tweet by Redeem Zoomer.
Oh, is that where I got this from? It's that
Mental
could
illness
be. I
is
don't
caused by
remember why I
demons
started
and
thinking. This.
sin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is
Definitely by sin.
Well, okay. I mean, all imperfections caused by sin. But, like, I think, like, it is. Like, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
And that's why I said
But
also about, like, transgenders.
also-
Like, I think that is directly, that is satanic interference in the world. Which is
Also,
demonic.
so like
But
someone
influence,
who's
not possess.
has like
Well, I'm not-
schizophrenia. What do you think about like someone who has like schizophrenia? Is that like also like a demon sin thing?
Is that like a
I think
waking
so.
sleep paralysis, but you could move?
That's like a Donnie
Like you
Darko.
see other people, right, with that?
Well, you
beautiful
see-
so-
mind,
it's hallucinations.
It's
I think.
like,
and like
it's confusing. So,
Yeah.
but the thing is,
voices.
in the psychology
Think
world,
of Ratman from Black Ops 2. Is that his name?
you know, now that I'm
Huh?
thinking about it, it might be like actual possession.
well, schizophrenia,
Schizophrenia.
that's it could
Like-
be.
like-
But schizophrenia is like I think it's the
Talking in
hallucinations,
your
like
head.
seeing voice or hearing
Yeah.
voices.
No, it
I
is,
think that's schizophrenia. But schizophrenia can be caused. Like there are things that trigger schizophrenia. So like someone can have,
Demons.
and this is from the psychology, like the
Well, yeah,
DSM.
yeah, yeah.
That I don't know if this is
Yeah.
you know they could just be saying this and it's actually just demons and sin, whatever. But basically, two people can have the same like baseline possible get schizophrenia in their lifetime, but if they don't have the worldly triggers, they don't get schizophrenia.
What
So-
are the worldly triggers?
Like where you live, like if you have like if you have a complete family, if you live a really good life, or if you have like
Yeah.
if you're abused or something like that, that can cause what happen like if you get schizophrenia. And I'm sure it's like other mental illness.
I mean,
I
I
can
can
still
believe
check
it.
it out.
I mean,
But-
yeah,
Like-
like when you're probably raised in a worse environment, you're probably more vulnerable to
Yeah.
demonic attacks.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
You're probably raised less spiritually sound.
So
Or
I
not
don't
even, or just like, I think like, just when you have a heart, like, when you have a harder life, your mentality is probably just less strong, whether spiritual or not.
I feel like it'd be maybe stronger though if you like overcome like
if
I don't know if you have an
overcome it,
easy
I mean, if
life.
you get
It's just
abused as a
like
kid, you're
but
probably
also,
have some
and
problems.
I think
Yeah.
there's
But-
it's potentially there's a schizophrenia gene. I'm not 100% on that, but I think if your parents, like if one of them, I think it's possible it might be a genetic thing as well. Like there might be a genetic factors as well. So
it's a
I don't know.
recessive
So,
gene.
I don't know.
I'm not 100. I
demons
can't.
are
I'm not 100%
genetic.
sold on like all mental illness is like demons and
you can
sin.
pass on your demons through your family.
But
Did I get that from Redeem Zoom? Is that why I believe this now?
maybe. But I, if there, I mean, depression. I feel like that's more of like not a. That's not like a schizophrenia.
I
feel
think
like
it's-
depression.
I
could
think
definitely
depression
be
is
more
definitely a
like
sin.
demon. However,
I don't think.
I
It's not a
remember
sin.
what.
It's not a sin
Yeah,
to be depressed.
I agree.
No,
I don't know
I'm saying
why
it's
Ross said
caused
that.
by sin is what I mean.
Mm,
I think.
It could be. I don't know.
Roll the tape.
However,
Well, I just had to clarify.
people will get upset if you say clinical depression is like caused by or like you can overcome clinical
Oh,
depression.
I've told people it doesn't exist. And they
I
get
like
very
people will get
mad.
very mad. I remember at my small group we talked about this and people got really mad about like people saying like the word like clinical depression versus just like I don't know, feeling sad or something like that. I don't really know exactly what clinical versus not clinical. I guess diagnosis would matter.
Clinical is, I
It's
I
just
shouldn't
like
speak
you
on it 'cause I
can't-
don't really know.
Well, I think clinical would be like
It's
you
just
need
diagnosed.
medicine.
Yeah, like
Which I feel like is not that hard to get.
Right.
People
And
probably don't like that you say that either.
Um,
but like,
so
'cause I
I'm
feel
not
like,
sure.
15-year-old TikTok girls. Could
Yeah,
go
I'm not
get
sure if like
antidepressant meds.
But also,
I
people
don't know.
think that they have to be happy 24/7 too, and I think that's an issue whenever they're just like neutral, and they think that they have something that they don't because
Well,
it's
and
like a trend.
I don't know if you've
almost.
looked at it, the
It's like
trends,
dopamine.
but ever since like social media has taken like flight, like depression in
Oh,
teens,
yeah.
and like just
Yeah.
everything, because they see it online, they're just focused more on themselves, their phones, and other social media. Just it's all encompassing. They just like it just gets blasted in the face. Is it possible a demon is possessing the iPhones or Steve Jobs?
they travel
Steve
through
Jobs
the
a demon?
They go through the telephone.
Somebody I
It's a
know
yellow
was
song.
telling me that like demons are like inside of like phones or like Chat GPT and stuff, and they're like communicating.
Well,
with
ChatGPT
us
is a
through-
Nephilim.
Like that's what
They're living
and
on
it's
the other
like-
side of the moon, so
It's like all this technology isn't really like technology. Like it's just demons, just like, and we're using them. To, like,
I don't really like
stuff.
that.
I
I
disagree with it, but
I
just
think,
throwing
and we
it out
might have
there.
talked about this in Aliens, but I think like aliens could be demons. Did we talk about this?
Yeah.
Nephilim?
Well, the thing is, the
Elementals,
alien theory, like my view on aliens is the UFOs are like some kind of wacky tech that we have that we just don't know, or the public just doesn't know we have,
Yes.
and so they're convincing
agree.
us UFOs are real,
I agree.
and then fake alien vision, all that, blah blah blah.
I agree.
So I don't think,
but
but
if
I guess if you're saying like, oh, are demons like the elites are demons or
that's
whatever?
not what I'm saying.
But-
I agree with you.
Could that be it? I mean, if you're saying the transgender people are, or the influential,
I'm not necessarily saying a
That they-
transgender person is a
No,
demon.
I know, but if you're
Also-
saying like, you're like, look at those videos, like the ones that create the really, really
Yeah.
crazy out there ones. If those are, that could be a demon influence or a demon
I
itself.
think it could be.
Could some of these elites that are in these? I mean, I
Yeah,
don't even
I
honestly,
understand.
I don't even know what I mean when I say elites.
Military,
Rothschilds. I mean,
I don't think that you
Rockefeller.
can say that
BlackRock.
I mean, those people control the
Vanguard.
world. So
Robin Hood.
I don't know if you can say that they
Steinberg.
are demons, but I definitely think it's fair and probably likely that they are influenced by demons, especially if you believe in all like the Bohemian Grove stuff too, that the elites control the world and they're all put in place.
They sacrificed children.
Yeah. I mean, and then
Reagan was there.
I think it's a lot like the Pharaoh. God put them there for a reason, but they are definitely influenced by demonic forces, in my opinion.
So I think I'd like to circle back to ghosts. What do we think about it? Like,
Ghosts
do we
is so hard.
like do we
Ghosts?
think there's haunted hotels, haunted asylums? I think yes,
But,
but
not with dead people.
I don't really have
I mean,
any
it's just-
proof.
Demons,
I think-
right? Or just
yeah,
spirits?
I don't think
You
that it
can't
would
But
say
is
like-
that just like they can
Yeah.
just like we're
You're not
haunted this
communicating with the
hotel?
spirits of dead people. You're communicating with demons.
But
Is
we
my-
know
I
it is
think.
possible to communicate with the dead. We
but
know this
do we
because
know
it
that?
says it in the Bible.
Where?
It says like do not commune with the dead, which implies you can commune with the dead.
This
That's
is-
scary.
that's
The
crazy.
This is an
Bible-
interesting
I don't like
thing.
that.
And
from,
it happens in the Bible too. Like I don't remember who, but someone
Samuel.
is it.
changed my views.
Saul raised Samuel
Yes.
from the dead
Yes.
to speak to him.
That is crazy.
And
And Samuel
Saul,
was like, "What are you doing?"
No, it is funny actually. It is such a good story because Saul like goes to like a witch and he like, has like Solomon's bones or something.
I've never heard this.
And he's like, or maybe they go to Solomon's bones or something. He's like, I need to talk to Solomon.
or not Saul.
No,
or no, Saul to Samuel.
I do
Oh,
kind
Samuel.
of.
What's
I
his
do
name?
kind of
Samuel.
remember
Yeah.
that.
Saul goes to a
I've never heard
witch and he's
this.
like, I need to talk to Solomon. Here's his bones, and she's like, ooga booga. And then
How do they have her
the
bones?
ghost of Samuel appears, and Ross, he's like, dude, why is it heaven or something? He doesn't
Okay,
say
but
that,
that's
but
interesting
He's like,
because-
why am I here? We
can
should honestly
communicate
probably
with-
look up that verse.
We
you
should
could
know.
communicate with
Yeah.
people in heaven.
It was
or
on like the
hell.
fall.
That is
of
crazy,
Saul.
though. I
But
did-
see, I've
I
heard that
changed my
used
view.
as like proof for purgatory, because like that's where he was.
Samuel was in
was in purgatory, and that's why he could. And everyone, well, popular Christian belief is
Everybody goes Judgment Day at the same time.
yes,
Yeah.
and you're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
No, and you're not conscious in purgatory, but
Really?
you're just like, so you die, and then when you die, so it feels like Judgment Day is immediate, but it's not. Like your soul's in a waiting place until Judgment Day, but you're not just like walking around talking to Hitler waiting to be judged. You're not conscious.
Oh, so
that's a popular theory.
Well, what I thought, I didn't know that like.
There's other people who
No, I know. I didn't know that. I've never actually done like because I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not really a belief.
That's
I don't
the
have a
next
belief
pod.
in purgatory because I know it's like a Catholic thing.
It's the next podcast.
But well, I mean, I've heard the thought of like, oh, we all get to heaven at the same time, but I didn't know it was like we sit in purgatory not conscious. I thought like you were conscious, or they think you are conscious in purgatory.
Some people do.
I mean, I guess if we're dead and we're not in heaven, I guess it's outside of time, so it's like
Right.
What is it even? Is there even need for
maybe
purgatory?
you could find a better word than purgatory, but it's just like your soul is somewhere until Judgment Day when everyone goes to heaven at the same time.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're outside, if you're not if you're not in this world,
You're in purgatory. That's what these people will say.
no, okay, yeah, I know, but I'm saying if you're not in this world, then you're outside of time,
Uh-huh.
and so there's no need for purgatory.
Well, purgatory is the name of the place outside of time.
But
That's what
you're
it's
saying
called.
you have to wait a certain amount of time until Judgment Day.
I mean, but it's not a real waiting. It's just like it's where your soul is stored because it's not in your body anymore. It's outside of this world in a box called purgatory.
Is it outside of time? Because you're
I
saying
don't
you
know.
have to wait till
I don't know.
Judgment Day.
I don't know.
It's
We
probably
won't-
where Jesus went.
We won't know till we get there.
Whenever
Some
So
people
many
think
good
he went to
podcast
Hades.
ideas, actually.
Yeah, there's like
But
I
is
think I
Hades
looked
hell or is
into
Hades
it,
purgatory?
and
That's
like
another one.
and the word was like something else. I think it started with an S.
The
And
word
people
was
were like,
God?
"This is not like hell. It's
Yeah,
just
it's like
a-"
purgatory.
yeah,
Hmm.
but what we were talking about with like Samuel, like getting raised. It's in 1 Samuel 28. Saul is probably like worried about like David's stuff because he's like out of favor with God, and he disguised himself and put on other garments. And he went to I'm not like reading word for word, but he went to a medium.
Like glasses and a fake nose.
A baseball hat.
Yeah.
He went to a medium, and then the medium asked, "Who shall I bring up for you?" And he said, "Bring up Samuel for me." And then let's see. And then Samuel said to Saul, "Why have you disturbed me by bringing me up?" Saul answered, "I am in great distress, for the Philistines are warring against me, and God has turned away from me and answers me no more, either by prophets or by dreams. Therefore, I have summoned you to tell me what I should do." And then Samuel's like, "Why then do you ask me, since the Lord has turned from you and became your enemy?"
Rejected.
Yeah. And I think that Samuel also tells him that he's gonna like die later here, if I remember right. But I don't really want to read anymore.
But I've also, I mean,
First
there's just so
Samuel
many-
28, if you want to read on your own.
I didn't know that. That is crazy.
Yeah.
It definitely
Christian
changed my
theology,
views.
if that verse doesn't exist. Christian theology says
Well, no,
that
I know
verse
because and
exists.
there's a whole other group that I've heard talk about say like it's. The problem is this isn't. To me, that sounds like it is Samuel. Like some people say, like it was like the medium was just doing some like magic and it wasn't actually Samuel. It was
Like
like
a
it was like a
medium necromancer.
projection.
I feel like it says Samuel, so I feel like it's
I
Samuel.
agree. But
And
some
Is
people-
means
like,
is.
and it seems like
modern people who don't want to believe in ghosts
like
will say.
and if it was just some random medium that doesn't like know him, and that's like the point of disguising himself so that she wouldn't
That's
recognize
true.
him. Like it seemed like that wasn't just like
Or-
something you could get context and answer.
Or she just summoned a demon, and a demon is pretending to be Samuel. But
But
again,
gave
I
him
don't
good
think
advice.
Samuel was
I
Gave
don't
him
think
good
this. I'm
advice.
telling you,
Based,
I'm. I know.
You're wrong.
I don't believe this. I'm saying people because modern people, like we're talking about, reject supernatural, and maybe it's not our church. Maybe I'm not. I think it is Protestant though. Maybe not our church, but like more
The
like probably
miracle,
like
supernatural.
progressive Protestants. Yeah, like don't believe in miracles, like you say,
Possession,
don't
blah,
believe
blah,
in
blah.
any of this stuff,
Well-
and so they don't believe in ghosts because they're like trust the science.
I think I've been told by my dad a lot, like,
Stop the
childlike
steal.
faith and stuff, and how it's good to have a childlike faith. And I think whenever people try to, like, think that they're too, like, smart or, like, everything has to, like, be so scientific and stuff, that's whenever they get into, like, they like, kind of, like, read the Bible and they, like, try to, like, write off other possibilities in their head. Or just, like, they just think that everything is so different now because, like, it just doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense, but it's just, like, some things just don't make sense.
Can ghosts scratch you?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think
yeah.
ghosts are demons.
So are we?
We just-
Is that what
no,
we're saying?
No, but the
we
whole
did.
point of that was
Yeah.
to say it actually
The whole
was
point was
Samuel.
that yeah, it's.
I just brought up
there's
a
difference.
source that just did not
You
agree
can
with
communicate with the dead? I mean, I've seen videos, but that's kind of cray-cray.
Yeah. Cray.
Is that? I thought that's what a Ouija board was.
It is.
It's
But
supposed
I-
to be,
I didn't know you
I
could-
still believe it's demons.
But the thing is,
in a Ouija
Samuel-
board.
It could be both.
A lot
it
of
could
the
be,
time.
It could be both. It could be either or.
It's
Or
just
both.
it's just wild that it's Samuel because I thought you could only communicate with people in hell. I don't know why I thought that, but I always just think like,
Yeah, that's
oh,
a-
these
that's a
people are
reasonable thing to
communicating with
think.
like evil people.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like trying to, whatever.
That's
It's
a
always
thing.
like spooky.
I guess like praying though would be communicating with God.
But see, that's
Which is good.
that's such a big verse or story for like you don't go to heaven immediately because I feel like if he was in heaven,
it is.
I don't think you could just drag him from heaven and be like, "Yo," like because I don't want that happen to me.
Well, I
Yeah,
guess
it's
we
like
got to do a
living in
purgatory
paradise
podcast
and
then.
We will never
Time
It
to be
is
Catholic.
interesting.
no
I remember reading that and I'm
because
like,
if he instantly
what
goes
is
to
happening?
heaven,
Well, the thing is, purgatory, they're like, you're waiting there because you sinned, and that's the...
Yeah.
They don't
Oh,
say,
no,
like...
yeah,
Yes.
no, that's all baloney.
So-
in my
Yes.
opinion.
Because I remember this guy, and I was like, why? And
You
he
can
was like,
also-
well, you are a bad person. And I'm like, what?
The Catholics also believe you can like buy your way out of purgatory.
That's old
not
Catholic.
anymore.
Old Catholic.
Redeem
Yeah, pretty
Zoomer
Martin
said in a
Luther.
video, I think maybe it was here that we watched it, but he was like, he was like, Catholics act like they never change their beliefs. And
But they
that's
do
why they're
all the
bad.
time.
Yeah, he's like, they do all the time. They change their rules all the time and act like they never do.
Yeah.
And he's like, sorry,
Sorry,
Catholic is
yeah.
showing or something. Which is true
Um,
though. Like they literally are like, we're the one holy church, we're the one sacred church, we're the universal church, we never change. You're like, bro, like, you used to charge people to get to heaven.
Yeah. So, sorry, we keep getting onto ghosts, and then we don't talk about it. But
I
what
mean,
do
it
you
is
guys
similar.
think? Like, do we think ghosts are demons? I mean, I feel like that's...
No, it's separate.
well,
I mean,
I think
according to
it's
that,
both.
I think
according to
Samuel was
both.
Samuel was a prophet.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
he definitely seemed like he was in favor with the Lord.
That
Loved
So a
verse-
ghost can be...
I thought they were
I
the
not-
think
same.
it can be both.
But okay,
I
but what
thought they
about
were
a
the same,
haunting? A haunting is... I feel like it's evil. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we're in this asylum. I'm a ghost
I don't think
in
a
this
good
asylum.
spirit would like haunt people and like
Yeah.
try to like do harm and like scare them and stuff.
But what about like a ghost in like an asylum?
I think it's a demon.
It's
A haunted
probably
asylum?
It's probably like
I
a
think-
demon or
They just like
if it's real, it's a demon.
chill. They just like chill in the asylum.
But what do they have to gain is another thing.
a demon.
People that go there and they're
they
recorded.
try to draw more people to hell. Like demons are.
But at the
It's
same
like the
time,
same
like,
as the
should they
devil,
do
it's like-
nothing? Because then that would like disprove.
Yeah,
Well,
the greatest trick that
they
ever.
hate
So
us.
what is the answer then?
What they gain is
Is it all
an
fake
outlet
then?
for their anger because they hate us.
I think a lot of it is fake.
I think a lot of it is fake,
yeah,
but I think
100%. But
some of
there's
it is
real.
real.
This is not based. Whatever. I think if it is real, we haven't seen it. Like I think maybe it's real, but I don't know if anything that's recorded is real. Maybe
Really?
maybe a very very small.
Well, so
portion.
I'm always like, there's so much. People wouldn't be talking about it if it was fake. So I think maybe it's been real and just stuff we've seen is fake, but like at some points it's been real.
Ghost
just
Adventures.
before camera.
yeah, possibly.
I don't know.
But I'm just saying like, and maybe it's just like, oh, there wasn't a camera, but like there's been everyone knows that the asylum is haunted. I feel like maybe there was an actual haunted, and then everyone just like
Yeah.
goes there.
It could be
Oh,
true.
let's get the camera, and then it's like fake after that. But maybe some of it's real. Maybe,
I think.
but at the
it's
same time, I
possible.
kind of think some of it that is recorded is real, and maybe not like
I
all of
think
a sudden someone will like wake up, and I'm just like I'm not talking about a specific example, but I've seen some ghosts like some videos on YouTube and like, oh, someone wake up and they got like a giant scratch on their back, or like multiple like a hand scratches their back, and I'm like, that seems like it might be real. And there's multiple examples of like doing physical harm, and I feel like that might be real. So some of it might be real, but some of it might be fake. A lot of it's fake.
I have something to say, but I feel like Ross wants to read a verse, so.
I have
this
something to
could
say
wait,
also.
because
It's
we
a little bit off topic.
But this was do you want to go or should I just read it? I guess I'll just read it. So this is 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 18 through 19. I'm going to read. And it's, for Christ also suffered once for sins, the righteous for the unrighteous, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, but made alive in the spirit, in which he went and proclaimed to the spirits in prison, because they formerly did not obey. What do we think about that? Proclaimed to the spirits in prison?
That's also...
I agree.
It's like a purgatory
that's
thing.
the purgatory. Like the Catholic purgatory thing is like you have a lot of sins. You're conscious, and you had a lot of sins, so you can't get into heaven. So you have to stay in purgatory until you've like waited off, or I don't really know exactly.
I don't know.
But I guess a certain amount of like, let's say you're at like 10 sin bars. Okay, you're in purgatory for
Speaking Ross's language
10
right
years.
now.
Once those 10 years are up, you can get into heaven now. That's what I thought. That's what I think purgatory
Sounds
is.
like something.
Not just like something like, we all wait here until heaven.
We're not even awake.
Yeah, it's not like...
I will say I could have read a little bit further down, because it talks about like God's patience and stuff, and like I kind of split a verse, because I kind of thought the comma was a pyramid. So, I mean, you guys could just read on your own to the viewers. Unless you guys really want to hear it, then I can finish it.
This kind of opens up a segue to another topic. I don't know if you guys.
That's all this is.
I don't know.
We're all over the map.
Well, I don't know if you want to. No, it is on topic, but it like opens up a new conversation. I don't know if you guys want to go into, but
let's try to figure out the Trinity right now.
We will know.
So like we all have our guardian angels that like look after us.
I don't know.
I just gotta say,
you've
mentioned guardian angels so many times.
Yes, but this time it's going
and
somewhere.
I don't know if they're real. And I haven't said
angels are definitely real.
Okay, well...
Wait. We agree on that. I know we do. Okay. But I think that people
God is real. Alright, I mean, we all think that.
Tables from a Christian POV.
Blankets.
Is God real?
Okay, ready? Hold on.
Cookies from a Christian POV.
They're good.
I remember watching a Wendigoon angelology video, and it talked about...
The 9 types of angels or whatever?
Yeah, and... I mean, it says... I thought that this verse would answer the question, because I remembered it was at the bottom. It talks about angels, authorities, and powers, which are like all like different types.
Let's say the verse.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't answer the question, but it's 1 Peter chapter 3, 22, it's talking about Jesus, and who has gone into heaven and is at the right hand of God, with angels, authorities, and powers having been subjected to him. So the angels are in heaven. But I think like the roles, if I remember from the angelology video, were that they were like with people. And I think...
Is there like one angel per person?
I think there was like multiple. I don't remember that.
That's a lot of angels.
Well. A lot of angels.
I've always thought like there's like, there's not that many angels. That's just, I don't know if I'm supposed to have that belief, but I feel like there's like, I don't know, maybe 1,000.
But you guys also know
10,000.
the story though, whenever there was like a couple people and they were like really outnumbered, but it's like, you have like little faith you can't see, and there's like a ton of angels around them.
Lord of the Rings?
When Jesus was born, there's like angels singing in the sky to the shepherds or something.
Yeah. And a lot of like, do not be
How
afraid.
Many? Like a million?
Yeah, remember that?
But would those be guardian angels? Like the ones that were with them fighting?
And you can go ahead, Philip. I didn't really mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, it's fine. I didn't know.
I don't think that is in the Bible.
That's just one of the things that I've heard my entire life, so I just assumed it was true. But
no, it's like a rapture situation.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Check
I don't
out
know.
the end times.
I don't know.
For that.
But assuming...
What does that mean?
Assuming that there are guardian angels, my question was going to be, like if you like do have faith and you come in contact with a demon, and we've been talking about like the physical marks that they can make on you or whatever, is it possible for your guardian angel to lose a fight? Is the question I was going to ask.
Well, that's like kind of in the
I hope not
in like the like the rapture or whatever, like when we have to like fight or win the battle,
can
like
people
is
die?
people gonna die?
Like the end of the universe.
Like, or is it just like we win 100% smoke?
Well, I
I feel like that's the answer. I mean, there's no way I can die.
We will
right?
have machine guns, and they will have sticks.
Like, do I need to train for
They will
this?
be like
or-
the
I am
Indians,
hiding in
and
the
we will
back.
be.
I'm just kidding.
We will be the Europeans, and they will be Indians.
No, but I mean, I think that souls are like they just are eternal though, through like probably angel like.
Okay, well, what's up? Go ahead.
Like, can we die, or is it just like
Okay,
can our
but
souls
then
die?
can they die? Because their souls.
Well,
too.
they just get thrown in hell, I think.
And what do you mean by
By,
die
like,
too?
archangel.
Like what? Like die? Go where?
Like I'm saying, like just gone. Like think of like
Well, what
if they're
about
an
us?
atheist and it's like people just like die and then that's just it. Like there's nothing. Which obviously like I'm saying like I think souls like are eternal.
Yeah.
So I think that like
But are
we wouldn't
angels
die.
eternal?
I think that they are too, because otherwise,
Yeah,
why
are
would
we even fighting in the rapture
why-
battle or whatever? Or is it just angels and demons or whatever?
What if it's just Jesus, Satan, 1v1?
Well, it's the archangel Michael or whatever.
What if
but
it's
it could be
2v1?
Jesus though.
Maybe.
We don't. It
Jesus
talks
and
about.
Archangel versus
Michael before.
Antichrist and Satan?
I think it was
2v2?
inconclusive whenever we were talking about the end times.
Quick scopes only?
Quick game for a quick kiss.
Well, one maybe final fatal, even 51 minutes?
Wait, I do want to say this though.
I thought it was like 20
It's
minutes.
3:30.
Before you say like the final
It's
stuff.
6 a.m. now.
These podcasts are all done past midnight. By the way. They're all done at 2 a.m.
So I'm gonna say my kind of take on demons and stuff, because this is just what I
So that's
like,
such an important thing to say.
have believed. I thought you were gonna say the final stuff.
Well,
you could talk
I
if you're not
mean,
gonna.
Lane's been
wrap
withholding
up.
the most important info.
this is very
forever,
important.
yeah.
Okay.
This is the final thing that we said. but
Lay it on us.
leading into the finale here is somehow we've gone 51 minutes without talking about in this room we experienced a demon
That's true.
haunting
That's true.
literally it like sitting in the same room we are right now.
That's true.
And that has not been mentioned.
No,
this entire
and
time.
Ross
We
will say
experienced it.
it's because the
I did
snow
not.
globe is
Ross is like one of these
Okay.
new
Well, you have to
Christians.
say what happened.
Okay, I'll explain what
Paint the
happened.
picture.
Basically, we're all sitting in this basement that we're in right now, Ross and Philip's
3:30
basement.
a.m.
It's very, very late. We're probably gaming or playing some Smash Bros. Or just talk. I don't know exactly what we're doing.
This
And
is years
it's
ago.
Christmas
Well,
time.
This is pre-podcast.
This was not that long ago.
I mean, this was
like
1 or 2
probably-
years ago.
Oh no, this
I think this Christmas, maybe the one before.
no,
That's
it was the one
crazy.
before. It was
like-
definitely
it was. I think it was like 3 years ago.
really okay.
Either
That
way,
day.
it doesn't-
1 to 3 years
There's no, way,
ago.
there's no way it was like 4 months ago, Ross.
It was either this Christmas.
It's
or the
wild
last
that you
one.
think it was this
It's
Christmas.
that's actually is insane.
Ross, like that happened last month.
Yeah,
I
like
mean, it might have.
It was not this Christmas.
Okay, so we're sitting in this room, and there's a snow globe on the table to my right. I'm sitting on a couch, and there's a table to my right, to Ross's left right now, and there was a snow globe sitting on the table, and we're talking. Who knows about what? And all of a sudden, it falls off the table. Nothing was touching the snow globe. Nothing, was bumped. Nothing. It just fell off, and it was really, really weird. Spooked us all in the moment, and it has been unexplained. Ross will tell you it is explainable,
And I actually will.
and Ross will
explain
explain it now. And I came with my
Ross's
debunked.
explanation, just to preface, is science.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
Ross's
Gravity.
explanation.
the bottom of the snow globe, there's a circle, and then there's like 3 kind of pegs that are its legs, and there's also a wind up on the bottom, and it was wound up. It was like going, the music was going.
There was
And
no
one of-
music playing.
And there was, and one of the pegs is missing too. It's broken, so the thing on the bottom that was like winding it up was moving, and it moved it slowly off the table. And I knew it was because of that, because like I was kind of like, what just happened? But later I saw it moving again, and I looked at the bottom, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
So, there's a lot of things wrong with Ross's explanation.
Okay.
One, he claims that there is one of the legs to the snow globe was gone. I will claim that it was there at the time.
Okay.
It only fell off when the snow globe fell off of the table.
That thing has been off for years.
That is
and
my
Philip
claim.
is smiling
Well, the thing
because
is-
he knows that thing has been off forever.
How long is it? My debunked story is not contingent on the leg being there or not.
I do not know about the state of the leg, although I do know that snow globe is
Old as
100
time.
years old.
Like,
Okay.
bro.
Leg there or not, there was 100% no music playing.
There was.
1,000,000% no
You're
music
wrong.
playing. Prove me wrong.
Bring me 4 witnesses.
We're right here. Did any of you remember music playing during that event?
I mean,
I don't remember.
Like,
music
if there
playing.
was
winter,
music playing,
like,
that is what, like, I would have been like,
What I
oh,
do
yeah.
remember-
There was probably a wind-up thing that was...
well, it was just in the moment where, like, oh, it's a ghost and stuff, and you just stuck with it too
I can
much. is the issue.
confidently say that I do not remember music playing,
I can
but I
confidently say that I
do. But I do remember that Wyatt had a tendency to pick it up right whenever it got here and crank it, so
Yeah,
it would play for an
so-
hour.
And with that, you're right. He had a tendency to do that. And according to Ross's theory, it should have fallen every single time.
No,
But it
never
only
did.
fell
Yeah.
Once. To this
because
day.
it was. It,
What do you think about that one, boy?
it
Let's
would
just
make
say, whenever
several
Lane started
movements.
talking, I was hoping he was on my side, and he came through.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, I saw it move another time. Like, it was.
Where is it
slowly
right now?
moving.
Let's do it right now.
I can
Somewhere.
look for
Ross,
it.
but then it
But-
should happen every time it got wound up.
Yeah.
Easy
We
picking.
might release like a YouTube short after if I find it. I don't want to look for it right now.
No, look for it right now. We're talking
in
about it
there.
right now. It's probably
It's
just
in there.
No,
it's in there or it's in the it's just in the
Yeah,
closet right
yeah,
here.
it's definitely.
Ross, go dig through the
Yeah,
Christmas
I'm gonna-
boxes.
Go through the demon closet.
Lock him in
Zozo is in there right now. Like I 100% do not remember music. No events occurred to where it would be. That scared me.
Glory.
toss me my phone on the edge table. Need flashlight.
So much work.
I do not remember music. This was deep into the Dweep night, and so it was be unlikely for me to wind it up and it for still to be going hours into the night. Highly doubt that was happening. Also, just didn't hear music in general. I will claim the leg was still there at the time. However, doesn't matter if the leg. The snow globe fell off the table in just an unexplainable fashion. Nothing happened, and Ross's claim is sound, except the events that Ross claims happened, the wind up, the music, none of it aligns. We have all of us here, none of us remember music except for Ross, and that's only to support his agenda.
Is Ross possessed right now?
I cannot find it.
He is Zozo.
Okay, well, that was the podcast. Thanks for watching.
Well, I had a closing point, and I said I wanted to.
Oh,
No, you're
we'll
right.
we'll look later. I would like to do the
There
test.
will
We'll
be
make
a
a
short
YouTube
coming
short
out
about
if
it.
we find it.
So this what I wanted to say though is like, this kind of my take. I feel like if we have the Holy Spirit, then like we're safe from like demon attacks. Like if they could like scratch and stuff.
Yeah, dark cannot
But
inhabit the light.
Wyatt seemed to not be under this impression because we were talking about it earlier. But
What?
I feel like I could just be like, in the name of Jesus Christ, be gone.
Oh.
And I feel like it just like, I feel like the name
It
is like
says
strong enough
like
to
there's
like,
power in his name.
Yeah.
I believe there is. The only thing I will say is like, there's like, an exorcism has to be performed, and I don't think an exorcism is like,
I don't think
in the
one
name of
has to
Jesus,
be.
you're gonna go that way. I don't think that's like
I think
sufficient.
exorcism is like for extreme cases. Don't ask
Proof?
for any backing. or
Okay, yeah,
proof.
so I'm right.
It's just what I
I
feel.
mean, I thought exorcism is like
for
by the power of Christ compel you or something. I don't know.
I feel like there's,
haven't
like,
seen
No,
it.
no,
Candles and
there
stuff.
there is, but like you have to go through an exorcism. The gist of it is like Jesus you should leave
Holy
now.
water,
But like there 100% is like other factors. It's not just like they just okay, let's go in. We're gonna say the one line and then it'll be gone. Like there's a whole process. I have no idea the process, but there 100% is you have to do an exorcism.
But all Jesus did was like Legion go in those pigs.
He's Jesus.
True.
Ross is Ross.
Fish is fish.
Means is. Anyways, that's been the Second King podcast. Can demons attack you? Maybe.
In this closet right now.
Just
Settling.
don't say that.
Wyatt's right next to it.
Yeah, like go over there and like everything's like clicking. It's all settling.
I will not be going over.
All right.